Hello, and we are back. It's been a little while since we were last here. Had a 6-week break. So, I'm going to do a little bit more of a thorough recap of where we were last were, just so everybody can remember where we're up to. After an ordeal encountering a mind flayer and intellect devourers, you were evacuated, initially to an Githyanki ship sailing the Astral Sea. It was there that the reality of the encounter hit home, with the realization that you had lost Darian. Unable to overcome the state of that, Uthal and Ellie also took their leave from the party. Sent back to Rote, you learned that you are under suspicion of regicide, as the former king, Oronel, had been assassinated. In his place, King Dorian, his brother, had taken over. As Captain Vron had also fallen, though his body unretrieved, a new head of the Dark Lanterns had been commissioned. Margog was instructed to stay with you and watch you as prime suspects in the assassination. Margog received word from Magin that there would be an opportunity to get the party out of the city, explaining that there would be a distraction event which would require all of the guards. The next morning, the party and Margog slipped out at the sounds of a call to arms, guards running in all directions and crying, "To the king!" After travelling through the greenhouse and fighting your way through some spore creatures, you found yourselves heading to the beach where a number of airships were loading citizens to escape. As you were approaching, a portal opened and a large flying dreadnought appeared, shooting at the airships. As one airship was hit by a blast, it returned fire, damaging the dreadnought, which was forced to crash land. The airship began to sink into the lake, and a rescue attempt was made. As you pulled a girl free from under the rubble, she freed her mechanical dog. Time began critical. You found another survivor, a scarecrow with no legs in a wheelchair. Barely getting him free, the remains of the airship quickly sank into the lake, taking any remaining survivors with it. In a last-ditch attempt to save as many as possible, you jumped into the dark waters, but only Stigger with his tabaxi fleet of foot was able to swim far enough to grab hold of a small child. The effort was successful in saving the child, but almost at the cost of Stigger's life, as he himself had to be rescued from drowning. Hearing the sounds of electrical discharge from the downed dreadnought which had energized the skies above, you investigated and found a pitch black and purple sphere emerge from the dreadnought. It seemed to be controlled by the creature that followed, a large warforged known as the Lord of Blades. His armor, covered in sharp blades and wielding a long 3-bladed glaive, you fought valiantly, but were already hurt and overpowered easily by the Lord of Blades. After a clutch banishment succeeded, you decided to run and fight another day. The sphere followed briefly, before Margog turned to strike it with his felling great axe. As the axe pierced the sphere, it disintegrated into nothingness. Left with no time to stop and rest, with very little health and not much left in magic, you are on the run once again. What would you like to do?
Run?
Yeah. Just fucking.
Just somewhere along this coastline we can get out of the way.
Yeah, and somewhere away from that orb because we just watched it suck up Uthal's axe. So
My first plan would basically be find somewhere safe to basically take stock for it. Rest, recuperate, and just like catch our breaths.
yeah.
Okay. Get everybody to make a perception check.
Yeah, I'm on it. That's for Dardalian. This one's for Rowan. When it comes up. 16 for Rowan, 14 for Dardalian.
Okay. The 16s and above. Am I missing one? Dragon. There we go. The 16s and above. As you run, you make one glance behind you, and you see the Lord of Blades, definitely heading in the direction of the palace.
But that's an issue for me.
While
That's
you're
not good.
running and observing, trying to decide which way to go, where can you hold up for a short while, catch your breath. You take stock of everything around you briefly, and you realize that the child that you rescued, Stigger, he's not a child at all, but a small gnome.
Wow.
This is embarrassing.
Well, it's not like he was trying to bottle feed him or something. Jesus.
No, but like I literally had images like the old guy, like who we left with the kid on, the old guy in the wheelchair when we left him. Like I kind of had images of like them holding hands, going, "Ah!" And
Yeah.
puts a different spin on it now.
Yeah.
I mean,
Mm.
still.
I mean, it still could have happened.
It still could happen.
Yeah.
I don't think we even had a chance to ask their names.
No, we haven't.
I don't
Let's
know why.
find shelter. Oh,
I don't know why, but for some reason I just keep imagining the Scarecrow as having like the voice of Caleb from Blood. I don't know why, but just yeah.
I don't know what that is, but okay.
Stephen White, very deep, very cool.
Margot, there is a place that you know not too far from here. It has since recently been cleared out. It had been a place where you found a bunch of smugglers had been working out of. Currently unguarded, and it's not too far from the main transit lines.
that's where I would be pushing there then.
Right.
How long would it take us to get there roughly?
Going down this street, it's pretty empty at the moment. Everybody's pretty much fleeing as much as they can. And if they haven't already left, then there's not that many of them left to keep running. You probably find you can get there in the next couple of minutes.
Quick, so
As you are thinking that, though, it's hard to ignore the fact that the Lord of Blades can probably make it to the palace. If the guards aren't watching, if they're preoccupied, the king might be unguarded.
Is there any way, like, so I don't have the ability to I don't know, like teleport and shit like that. But is there any? How far from the actual kingdom would we be?
It's far enough that you wouldn't beat him if you went the same path, but go ahead and roll me a history check. Do it with advantage because it's backstory related. Nice.
Natural 20 with a -1.
I think I needed that.
You, as leader of the Dark Lanterns, you were told a few different places where there were secret tunnels and passageways. There was a few of them, and to be honest, you weren't really paying too much attention, but one does stand out, and it's not too far from here. It's possible if you went through that passage, it might just get you to the king faster than the Lord of the Blades getting there.
Looking at the group and seeing how wounded they are, and knowing that the plan was to get them out, how far would this safe house be?
It's like 2 minutes from here.
And I'm guessing those 2 minutes would make the difference between me getting there and me not.
Possibly. It's a bit hard to tell.
Would this safe house be easy to find or not?
You basically want to describe a place that is not far from the transit lines. It doesn't look anything particular, like it is on the corner of a street. It's also a bit higher up. It's not on the ground level. It's
So, yes,
possible
okay,
you could describe it, but
It
you'd have
wouldn't
to give
be
me a
easy.
performance check.
Look, regardless of my newfound friends, I still have a loyalty to the king. So I would attempt to explain where it is best I can.
How
Give me-
hurt does Magog look right now?
Oh, he's hurt.
Hmm.
Performance you want?
Yeah.
No.
You stammer and stutter quite a bit describing it, and at the end of it, the rest of the party is kind of left feeling like you're looking for a building in amongst buildings. It doesn't really give you too much to go off other than it's somewhere near the transit center, and it's high.
Captain, the plan was to get out of the city.
Now, I haven't seen anyone in the party do any kind of like crazy magic or anything that would work in this scenario. Fuck.
How
What's the
distraught
question?
do you look?
What?
I look
What do you think?
conflicted. I look conflicted. If he makes it the king and the guards don't know, I still have a duty.
Are you saying that part out loud?
Yes.
Stallion's gonna to step up, sort of one hand on your shoulder. This is like his last, pretty much his last spell, because you do look like shit. So that to you, and just go like, go. Gonna attempt to find this safe house.
Are you serious, Dylan? What?
He's just gonna shrug and go, it's his job. It's his
He's
job.
going to get framed for the attack like the rest of us.
If you can get there fast enough, he won't.
And stop that. Do you remember
Not
what just
stop it,
happened?
but at least fucking warn them, so he doesn't look like it's his fault.
I don't really want to be separated from everybody again, but I don't know if it helps. Like a messenger job is definitely within my expertise.
You could do that?
I can just absolutely book it over there and tell them if you want.
You're one of the wanted ones, mate. I don't think it'll go down well.
Yeah.
Probably.
Sal, you have a thought with your background. As being suspects here, it's possible that if you had some impact in saving the king's life, maybe it's worth a royal pardon.
I already was thinking that, yes. Thank you. Right there with you.
At this point, the small gnome speaks up, and he says, "What are we waiting for? We can get out of here."
Someone that was rescued. I don't expect you to lay your life down. So if you want to leave, I understand, but this has to be done. And I just turn around and go, if you want to come with me, but I need to do this.
He looks a little bit in thought for half a moment, and he says, "It's worth the risk. I think it's worth the risk. Yes, it's worth the risk. I have an aerocopter here, not far. We could all make it to the aerocopter. The only trouble
what?
is, as he looks around and scans the party, he's like, it's really only meant to take 6 people, though. It could work with 7, but not so sure. I have never tried it. But it could get us out of here.
That is really, really good.
An aerocopter. What the fuck is an aerocopter?
And you want to get up to the castle. I could take you there. I could try and take us there. Or we could just leave.
If it only fits 6, you could take you guys, and I'll just book it.
It has room for more, but I've never taken more. It's only a small craft.
I look down towards the steel dog sitting beside us. I look at the group and go, oh, fine. Palace Courtyard, be there, and I'm gonna go to the secret tunnels, take this aerocopter. It sounds like a smart move, but just watch the skies. Watch out for this Lord of Blades.
Wait, you're not taking the aerocopter?
I'd love to, but like you said, it's the wait.
I think it could be fine. If it doesn't work, well, you can still run for it anyway. It's just around this way down here. And he's pointing down an
Cool.
alley.
If it doesn't work, I'll just jump off, and we can.
What if we split
separate
into
if we
2?
have to.
You go and take the air, and you seem to know another way, Captain?
Yes, but we need to leave now. We're already behind.
I'll go with you.
Probably the best. Probably the best way to do it. I'm in no shape to run.
Yep, let's do it.
Okay. So who's going which way?
Is
So-
Rowan safe to
Go
assume
there.
that the dog probably would not work out on the thing?
Uh,
Aerocopter?
she should be fine. Sorry, I don't know if it's...
Rowan's willing to go whichever route.
Ardalian's definitely going to try for the aerocopter. He's fucked in terms of how he's feeling and like spells and shit. So he's not going to be of much use.
Well, who's going with
Magog.
Stig,
So,
Stigger will go with Magog and Sal.
Yeah.
so that's 3 that way. So the rest of us will go the other way.
Yeah.
Okay. All
You're
right.
gonna split. You might as well make it an even split.
With that natural 20, I'm not going to require you to test your memory again. You already know exactly which way to go. For the rest of you, you all follow the gnome, who you do not know the name of yet. And he leads you down a side corridor into a back alley. And you see this craft. It's actually decently sized. Like, when he says it should only fit 6, he's probably referring to the fact that it's been rated to carry 6, and it's the most he's taken. It probably could fit maybe 10 if it's in full working order, but that might be at a bit of a stretch. And as all of you clamber in, there's plenty of space to sit down. Axial can fit just fine. And he straps into the front seat, into the pilot seat, and he's like, "All right, everybody strap in." And you hear the sound of some sort of electrical energy sparking through the ship. It is safety modified though, so that touching the walls of the ship is fine. There is no discharge or anything like that. And slowly but surely you lift up into the air. There are blades on the top of the craft spinning at the same time. And it moves just fine. Like, it moves quite solidly. It doesn't seem rickety in any way. And it makes its way as the other half of the group make their way through the tunnel up to the palace. While you're up there, those in the ship, make a perception check.
Okay. It's Rowan.
Does Axial need to make one?
Yeah.
I can if he wishes.
Dalian ain't seeing shit. He's too wounded. Starts to load Axial's one. Then that's Axial.
Are we missing? I know we got that. Got everybody. You look around and there is a decent amount of devastation in the city. It's not like the city is completely destroyed or anything, but there's more than just the odd building on fire or market stall that's been blown apart. There's maybe one or two airships in the distance you can see flying away, but otherwise most of the armada of airships that were here has seemed to be in a damaged state. Most of them crash landed. There's a few people still running, and most of the soldiers you can see over in one corner of the palace on the far side. Making your way through the tunnels. It's been a while since these tunnels were used, and it has built up with a bit of cobwebs through here, but it isn't too long before you find your way through a secret door into the main foyer. And as the gnome parks the aerocopter outside and you disembark, you all find yourselves pretty much arriving about the same time.
My legs are killing me. Why is this so far? And I watch those three walk in just like unwinded, and it's just like, you. He's just shooting the three of you dirty looks as you walk in at the same time.
Yeah, smile and wink at him.
Were there any guards posted outside as we came in?
There were not.
Right.
Everybody.
Where are all the guards?
Why is suddenly everyone taking bloody damage up there?
You guys can put yourselves on the map right here.
Okay.
Okay.
Convenient. I'm out of that side passage.
All of us or just them?
Yeah, everybody.
Okay, cool. Just making sure.
Oh, that's a lot of red.
Bro, and if
That
look,
means we're angry or raging.
on a scale of 1 to 44, I'm about a 3. I'm fucked.
How are you so low hit point maximum?
He dropped.
Yeah.
No, maximum.
Bad dice.
My hit point maximum got dropped by something. I can't remember exactly what, but
It did.
I think it did. Either that or I just rolled like shit.
No, I imagine you rolled like shit because I know I did the same. 41.
We're
I'm maybe at-
40 HP.
Yeah,
Oh,
you
you're-
guys are like double our hit points.
I'm on 90. I got a max of 99.
Yeah.
I got a max of 80.
Yeah,
Yep.
Lisette
Either that or
was
maybe I
definitely
just forgot to roll health or something. I don't know.
Lisette was definitely chunky, so can't really look at her. Just
I
needs
have a
to
vague memory of my health being higher, but something dropped it. I think.
Are you on the map, Stigger?
Sorry, it was just being Ux. Thanks for
Copy
my
that.
sister.
I don't think you're at that health though, right?
I'm at 22, yeah.
Why is that looking weird? Oh, no, I can see it. It's right. Your max health look like the same as the small health. As you enter the main foyer, you look around and there's not many guards left alive. Most of them have fallen. The king is still alive. But though he too looks like he's taken a beating.
Sticks.
Yeah.
Can I go into Harry's vision and cast the detect? Can't remember what it's called. Locate object, and I wanted to try and locate the orb.
Locate the orb. Okay. Pop me up the spell.
Yep.
Aim or an object.
And I'll just keep concentrating on that.
Sorry, my phone thinks that I was talking to Google. Didn't even say anything
Google.
remotely like it. Within 1,000 feet. You do get a bit of a ping. And it is coming from outside.
No, crap. He's already close.
And
I'm gonna move forward 30 feet and call out. My king, where is everyone? What happened?
the king looks at you. And he says, "We are betrayed, Margog. Betrayed."
By who?
And he sort of stumbles briefly, where the two guards quickly rush to sort of hold him up, though they too are looking like they're not looking very well at the moment. By Magin stabbed me right here in the back.
Knew that guy was trouble. Fire out.
Unfortunately, he's not the only one. There's a Warforged on the way here. Calls himself the Lord of Blades. He's attacking the civilians outside the escape ships.
As you go,
Mm-hmm.
go, keep on.
I was gonna say, we must get you out of here.
Get to the chopper.
We have a craft outside, please come with us.
He looks at you and he says, "Not without the prince first. Has anybody seen the prince?"
We have not, have we?
I think so.
On the way here.
"I'm right here," he says, as you look back down the hallway. And you see the Lord of Blades with his blade firmly attached to the neck of the prince.
Oh, crap.
Boy.
That's fucking helpful.
I had a token made for this, but for some reason it's not working, so I'm just going to leave that for now. Just have to imagine.
Mm.
The prince is Prince Boronel II, the king's son, former king's son. The Lord of Blades doesn't step any closer. He just says, "So is this what it's come to, has it? I take the young prince, you get your king, or you can hand the king over, and I may leave the prince undamaged."
I'm gonna walk back forward to rejoin the group.
You don't exactly look like the kind of person to make such petty threats.
Make an intimidation check.
While I'm standing here, I want to put my hand on the back of Dardalian.
21.
On the back of that alien.
On the back of Dardalian, and I'm gonna roll a d3. Dardalian gains back a level 1 spell slot.
Oh, thank you. That's actually going to be useful.
But that was my last one.
What was that from?
Bolstering magic.
We're also spent right now.
But I have a second level and a first level. We're fucking good, boys. We got this.
It is also worth
And we-
noting that any damage that you felt you might have done to the Lord of Blades
Gone.
is gone.
Yeah, it's long since.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it doesn't surprise me far out.
Can we just DM? Can you please describe the scene again? Okay, so we've got the king behind us, wounded.
Yes.
The
Mhm.
Lord of Blades has just walked in,
Yeah.
and he has the prince. Now, is the prince alive?
The prince is alive. He called out to say that he was there.
Yeah.
He walked out at the hear of his name, but at the same moment the Lord of Blades walked in and caught him.
Okay. That was confusing because, yeah.
Okay.
Sorry, I missed that bit. Your intimidation check. As you say this, the Lord of the Blades says, "It's feisty. Wouldn't expect nothing less from yourself. Perhaps I should just kill him right here. Be done with it, and then come for the rest of you." Hand over the king, now.
Why? Why do you want the king? What has he done to you?
It goes back a long way, does it not, Dorian? The king sort of struggles to look up, and you see him squinting, trying to look closer. Doesn't seem to recognize anything. He just looks back and says, "And I'm supposed to know you?" "Ah, well, if you don't know me, then you won't know me. So what will it be? You have 3 seconds."
I'll turn around and go, my king. Orders?
The two guards immediately look at you with a pained look on their face, as if to say, "Don't. Even no matter what he says, don't." And the king tries to straighten himself up, just tugs on his tunic to make himself look a little bit more presentable, and goes to step forward. You know that he's willing to give himself up. But as the Dark Lantern's leader, and having had Rote already go through a change of leadership, you know that the city needs leadership right now in its recovery. The young prince isn't quite ready for that.
So I brace myself. I step past the group, step forward, looking down towards the King of Blades. Son, what word do you have of the safety of the boy, let alone the king?
What word would you seek?
That you would not harm anyone. I mean, you already have, but
Just hand over the king and I'll be gone.
can't do that.
You see as a trickle of blood starts to appear on the neck of the prince as the blade presses a little tighter.
Killing the boy will get you nowhere.
Make a persuasion check.
Persuasion, normal.
Yep, it's normal.
Jesus Christ, you're on fire today.
Fuck.
I got 6 weeks of pent up rolls.
With a natural 20. He cocks his head before looking back at the king. So this is how it is it? You're a coward. You'd rather that your own nephew is taken than to offer yourself up for your sins. What's everybody's passive insight?
Passive insight.
How do we figure that out?
It should be on your roll 20
17,
sheet.
I'd say.
That would.
Oh, sorry, it's not. It's
um,
usually 10
yeah,
plus your
yeah.
proficiency bonus plus your ability check.
So it's whatever your score is plus 10, right?
All
Yeah.
14.
If you're
Damn.
proficient in it, etc. I would be 18 for Dardalian,
14, I think.
and Rowan would be. Rowan's a 14.
So I got plus 4 in it, so that's 14, right?
So pretty much just you, Dardalian.
What did you say? What's your wisdom modifier?
So have a look at
Oh,
your
wisdom
insight
modifier
score.
is 0.
What's your
Oh,
insight
yeah.
score?
Yeah.
And add 10 to it.
Okay.
So Dardalian, you're the only one that really notices this, but there is definitely some vigor in the way the Lord of Blades mentions the king's errors. Like there's some truth behind it.
Yeah.
Whatever the king has done has led to this.
He's gonna cough a little bit, sort of spit on the ground, a bit of blood in there, and just go. And what would that be? These sins. He's gonna move up a bit next to Magog, just sort of under his breath, go. Even if the boy falls, I still have gemstones. I don't know if that was. I don't know if you guys could hear that, but he's basically just whispering to Magog that he has
In-
diamonds, even if
In
the
your
boy-
mind, In your mind, all you hear back is, that may be the case. But do we have the time?
Well, as long as I can get to him.
Last chance, King, Lord of Blade says.
Still didn't answer me.
I step forward again. And go. The king's going nowhere. Let the boy go. If you want your pound of flesh, if you will, you need to explain what the fuck is going on. You come here, you lay siege to a city over what? A king's cowardice? Fuck off. That's not the reason you're here.
I am not here for the king's cowardice. The king's cowardice is before you all right now. I am here to exact justice on the king, the real king, the one who was slain. You know of what I speak, do you not, Dorian?
I cock my head back and look at the king.
You see, King Boronel and I had a pact. But with the pact broken, I seek to claim what is mine.
What is yours?
My name, my titles, my honor.
Oh no.
Like, what pact did you have with the king that took those from you?
Me? I was not always like this in this metal body. And he looks in your direction, Rowan. I was more like you. An inventor. I just wanted more. More than flimsy flesh could give you.
Rowan's gonna look at him and there's lines you don't cross. You only go so far. And you went too far.
It seems your king here does not really appreciate what you offer. Does not truly realize what his sins have done. Were you all ready to fall on your swords for him?
That's what it takes, yes.
He's asking that of all of us, is he? Or
Yes, he is.
just that Alien just shrug?
Even if it meant your reputations, your legacies.
Those are already gone.
Mainly thanks to him.
Well, seeing as
talking-
he is not going to tell you, I will. The king, Dorian, had Boronel slain and tried to pin it on you.
I spin on the spot and just look at the king.
Yeah, we know. And
I didn't.
I'm more worried about what happened to the captain.
Killer King.
was never found. So yes, Dardalian is saying that out loud. It's like I don't give a shit.
Dorian
Wait, how did it?
steps forward, and you see standing behind you as both of the guards who are holding him have 2 daggers in their guts as they fall to the ground.
Okay, what?
What the heck is wrong with this kingdom?
And Dorian,
So,
Oh, no.
now free with a little bit more stamina than he had before, steps forward.
The fuck?
Seems like his sins may have been about something giving him a lot more strength than he should have.
There is more here, Magog, than he is telling you. Yes, I did have Boronel slain. But only for what he did, and it kills me inside. At the revelation, the prince at the other end of the hall cries out, "So it's true?" Yes. Yes, my nephew, it is. But even you do not know your father's folly. Magog,
Yes.
if you protect me once more, you will have my pardon. Not you alone, but your friends here. If you do not, I will come after you. For you too
Fuck
must be in the pocket of the former king.
again, yes, we know, we know.
In
To be
curiosity,
honest,
what
I was
did you do
never.
to Captain Vron?
What the fuck are you talking about?
Yeah, what happened to Captain Vron?
He
Personally, I'm assuming he's in a dungeon somewhere, but
did not believe everything that was being told him. It had to be done away with.
Well, where would his body be?
I worked for your predecessor, but I didn't fucking belong to him. What the fuck are you talking about? What did he do? What transgressions did he do that denoted him to be slain and you take his stead?
He just looks at him and goes, probably because he was in the way of him getting power.
You look at Magog, he's just not listening to you.
Yeah.
He is just laser beamed on the fucking king right now.
Yeah, that's fair.
Dorian, just for the sake of making it easier to move together on the one screen, moves forward. The former king, it was found, reported to me. He had been making deals with the dragons. Something to do with some sort of prophecy. And that involved freeing one of the overlords. And that just was not in the good safety of not only the people here, but of all of Eberron.
So when he says the Overlord, what are you referring to?
Go ahead and
Prophecy.
everyone make a religion check.
No Lord.
Literally, in this case.
It's for Rowan. 13. And then 23 for Dardalian.
Yeah. Okay, if Dardalian didn't roll high, I'd be worried.
Yeah.
Sal, Stigger, and Dardalian.
What about
you
Marco?
have heard
Oh,
of?
no.
Sorry.
Oh, I got his rolls wrong. Don't worry. Sorry.
You have heard of the Overlords in the time of the Age of Demons, well before the war even started. Overlords roamed the land, and it took the combined powers of some heroes, along with the Coatls and the dragons, to imprison the Overlords, with the Coatls giving up their lives in what is now known as the Silver Flame. And you recognize the symbol of the Silver Flame as being a symbol that King Dorian is wearing. It seems that he is also a member of the Church of the Silver Flame. The image is that of an arrowhead. I don't know if you can see that.
Hmm.
And you, Dardalian, would realize that it is only through the powers that currently imprison them that are actually keeping them there. If any of those bonds are weakened, the Overlords could break free.
Okay. Okay, yeah, I can understand that. Like, he, again, says it out loud.
And Dorian actually points to the symbol and says, "Yes, I'm a member of the Church of Silver Flame. Boronel wanted the Church of the Silver Flame absolved, wanted it removed. He said that it lured people away from service.
Can I maybe make like some sort of roll just to see how truthful he's being about all of this?
Make an insight check.
Okay.
Anyone can if you want to.
They lost me at silver.
I guess.
Rolling for roll. Yeah. We ain't seeing shit. Holy fuck.
Oh, dude, I imagine.
Lisette and Sal, as
Nice.
you look into the eyes of the king, there is a few things you pick up. Behind those eyes, there is sorrow, regret, guilt, but there is also resolve. solidarity. And a fervor. He believes what he is saying. And while he regrets what he's done, he feels it was for the greater good. But he also is wary of trusting others. Wary out of fear. Fear of what the evil would bring if it was freed.
Do we know how these, like, the bindings work or whatever? I'm guessing not, but...
It is probably beyond your knowledge, but go ahead and give me either an Arcana or a Religion check.
Matter. No, that kind of helps.
Even with a natural 20, the best you can gauge is that there is some power involved. Exactly what it is, you don't know.
Like, if the king was taken out of action or something, it was like he was more the threat of having the church absolved was the problem, more than like him being eliminated.
With the natural 20, what you would gain is that, what you would know is that the church and its worshippers are vital to upholding the sacrifice of those who gave their lives in order to imprison the demonic entities known as the overlords. And there is a risk that by absolving and over time not maintaining those protections and guards, that there could be weakness that comes in, thus freeing the overlords.
I think that you need to pay for your crimes, what you've done, but if it is what you fear, the church being dissolved to weaken and bring about a greater evil or something, we should come to some agreement that that will not happen.
I cannot stand by as my nephew is taken. So yes, I will offer myself in place of the prince. And then quietly he says, only loud enough to probably reach out as far as you all, and not as far as the Lord of Blades. He says, but we cannot let the church fall. If what you see around you, what has happened here today, to my city, to our city, disturbs you in any way, this is mere a grain of sand as to what will happen if the overlords shall return. Too late, the Lord of the Blades says. I've made my decision. And he steps back out. But not before you turn around and you see a blade from the glaive sticking through the side of the prince, who goes weak at the knees and falls on the floor.
Adalian, go.
Yeah. So I worked it out while this was going on. It's going to take me about 30 seconds to get to him. Is he leaving?
The Lord of the Blades
the
has
Lord of-
turned and run.
Okay, cool. Yeah.
I'm
So,
run up
I'm
to
just-
Dalian and
so like dashing,
Sorry, Lisette.
it takes me 30 seconds to get to
I'm
him.
gonna run up to Dalian before he runs, and I'm just gonna dimension door him there. It's a little bit quicker.
Thanks.
Okay.
Much quicker. And I'm gonna ritual revivify. Alright, I'm gonna cast. Yeah.
Character down there.
Yeah, ritual revivify.
Oh
He's-
no, fuck! I can't. Yeah, sorry. Hang on.
Make a medicine check.
How bad is he? Yeah. So for 2 seconds I thought revivify was ritual. Medicine. Fuck. I'm gonna quickly give myself guidance as well, just in case. $22.
The prince is gravely wounded.
Okay.
He is bleeding
Wait, is
out.
he? Okay, spare the dying.
Even with your powers from the Raven Queen to spare his life, he has a grave injury. It's not one that can't be repaired fully, but it will take time.
So I'll spare the dying, and then because I have a second level spell, cure wounds at second level. Which
As the
would
king
be-
runs past, I try and stop him. Ooh,
Yeah.
Okay.
too late.
Okay, I'll move him back. I was too fast for you. What do you do?
My lord, no.
a
Not
20.
until the
If it
Lord
matters,
Blades
do
is
like
gone.
20 points of health to the kid.
Make a persuasion check, Sal.
How many spell slots do I have, Jack?
You have.
no matter what. Sorry, I'll let you finish
DM
your
finish
discussion
out.
first.
DM them for me.
3. Okay.
Go, Sal.
My lord, no matter what you have done in the past, no matter what you've done against us, or no matter what destruction you have against the king, the role of the king is important to the people en route to the people in this kingdom. Stay back, you must stay alive.
Is he alright?
Our compatriots will take care of him. Right, Captain, as I look at Magog? They got us, right? Yep.
You look at Magog, and he's got a conflicted look on his face. He doesn't know how to process all the information that's just come through. But then you see like the slight like glint, like a he's starting to piece it together. He looks at the king, looks at the emblazoned symbol, looks back at the king, goes, and give a fuck about the church, but what you said makes sense. But stay here. They've got the boy. I turn around and go, how does he fare?
Dalian just puts a hand up and does like like when you wave your hand side to side, like we're getting there. He's not dead.
At about the same moment as this is happening, you see from the sides there is about 3 or 4 robed figures that come running out from a side corridor. They must have been hidden in a side room, but hearing the cry of the king, and somewhat observing that the Lord of Blades has now left, they emerge and they try to attend to the boy. They are members of the Church of Silver Flame, and they look up at you, Dardalian. We think we can help with this.
We can. I've got him as stable as I can. And he's gonna sort of like, not exactly sit, but just sort of like slump onto his side. Just like, yeah, I don't feel so great.
They will start as a group of 4, channeling together.
Can I just have a look and see what they're channeling?
It seems like they're trying to channel their divine powers. But go ahead and make a religion check.
Okay, fuck. Fingers crossed. 17.
You watch for a few minutes as they do what they do. And somewhere inside you know that this, whatever they're doing, it's kind of like sticking a band-aid over an open wound. It's not going to be largely effective.
When he realizes that, he's just gonna look at them and go, "Are none of you able to heal? What you're doing won't do anything."
They
Does he-
largely ignore you and just continue their ritual.
He's like, "Would you just fucking listen?"
Sticker hearing this and looking at him, like, does it look like he's going to be able to be alright? Like, is it just going to take time for him to be alright, or is there a chance that...
It's not so much that the prince is going to die, it's that his life will not be the same unless he can get the healing he needs.
Right.
He's gonna.
If he's ever
gonna
going
look over
to
and-
take over as king one day, then he's going to need more than this.
He's gonna sort of turn his head and look over and just go. Because he doesn't know what Rowan's name is. Don't think. I think she introduced us. Oh, she might have.
No, she never introduced herself.
That's right. Yeah. She never introduced herself. So she's gonna call over and go, girl with the pet, slave, whatever. Do you have anything on you that could possibly heal someone?
She's going to kind of point at herself and look at him like, are you talking to me?
Yes. I don't know your name.
I can cast Cure Wounds, but,
Please.
I don't know.
On the child.
Repeat that.
He's just gonna be like, please, on the boy. These fuckwits don't know what they're doing.
Rowan will go up and just nod and go, 1, my name is Rowan. Secondly,
Thank you.
done. And she'll go up and cast 2nd level Cure Wounds.
Whatever you have on him, preferably. But yeah, so I'll move her on up. But yeah, so
The healing that you're offering through the magic, through the weave, it does heal wounds. But there is something else. Whether it was something that was inflicted by the blades, there is something else that is crippling the child. That healing through magic does not seem to be enough.
okay.
Perhaps it is time to reach out to another source of power.
Can I, before I do that, am I able to make like a medicine check or something just to see if it's like a physical poison or some sort of like unnatural thing that's like, I don't know, eating away at the wound or something?
You can
Or
make
not,
another
not
medicine
effective.
check that you have made one already, so this will be a higher DC.
Okay, fair enough. Okay. Fair.
And don't know anything new.
Yeah, fair enough. Yeah, then he's gonna.
The
Oh,
king
man.
is at this moment while you're thinking, the king is pacing in front of you, Sal. sort of just moving around in a circle and occasionally glancing up in the direction of the prince. And you see that he is deeply troubled. Not only for the prince, but also for what has just transpired.
Speak, my lord. Look. Your thoughts trouble you.
He looks back in the direction of the 2 guards that he slew. And he says, "You understand why I needed to do that, right?"
No.
Nope.
Yes.
If knowledge of this gets out to my people, they will never follow me.
Yes. Grudgingly, yes.
Besides, this is a shameful thing to say. Putting them out of their misery. You saw their wounds.
Don't ever use that excuse. They could have healed.
You're probably right.
We are not chips that you can just throw away. We're not pawns in whatever game you play.
This is no game, I know that. I've spent most of my life living under the shadow of my brother. I am the older brother. But my father deemed me not worthy. And instead ordained Boronel in my place. It is not out of jealousy, but out of a love for my nation, for my people. I could not stand by any longer. It is as if something had taken hold of Boronel. At that moment, you kind of see his eyes widen, and he looks at you and he just says, "Why could I have not seen this before? It was Badgen. Badgen had to be in his ear. That's it, of course. I'm such a fool." I will pay in my due time. I know that. I don't want to shirk away from that. But there is a job to do.
No, my lord. You will serve this country for the rest of your life. As somebody who's born and raised as a faceless, nameless pawn in this country, that doesn't matter. You will serve this country and you will rule it and you will keep it safe. Make this matter. I believe I'm saying that.
Did we just get some AY backstory?
He looks at you and nods.
Dalian, how's the healing?
He's sitting there. It's like, in his mind, he's like, well, fuck it, I can try, it probably won't work, and he's going to try the divine intervention.
Okay,
Do it.
go for it.
Rowan would just hear him murmuring, and Lisette, I think, if she's still there, just hear him murmuring under his breath, "My lady, I do not think it is his time. I do not think it is time to continue his cycle. Please. So I roll a percentile die.
Yeah.
Fuck me, be low." And like a 10 or lower. Fuck!
No. Oh.
At first, you get no response.
It's worth a try.
And you realize that she is not there to intervene. Or at least she has not responded.
Yeah.
However, due to your impassioned plea, you do get some thoughts that form in your mind. Those of tribal shamans. Hedonistic healing. Monsters. And the land of Droam. Go ahead and make me a general intelligence check.
Oh shit. Yeah. Am I able to give myself guidance on this one?
Yep.
Thank you.
You technically would still be up.
Yeah, it disappears once it gets used. I think
Isn't it for a minute?
8.
It's first check within a minute.
Yeah, first check within a minute, so I had to do it again. Yeah, an 8. I've got nothing.
Those thoughts don't mean a hell of a lot to you, but an 8 isn't the worst.
Yeah.
You kind of piece together that there are other forms of healing. Certainly not ones that you'd want to engage in yourself. But it is possible that there are other forms of healing that could help the prince.
He's gonna sort of push himself to his feet, like using his shield, his shovel, like push himself to his feet and sort of half walk, half stagger, because he's fucking exhausted at this point. Back up to the king. Once he gets there, he's gonna be like, "How much do you want to save his life?"
Anything. Do anything. He
Well,
must live. He must live a rich life. A good life.
unless he gets a specific kind of healing that I unfortunately cannot give to him, and those idiots back there definitely cannot. Here's what you'll need to do. And he's basically just going to relate exactly what was put in his mind. Like, and the land of Driam, these people, or find some shamans. They've probably got the sort of healing that he needs, because there was probably something on the blade, or to do with the blade's making, or maybe just from the Lord of Blades himself. He's not entirely certain, but there's some sort of other thing that's blocking him coming to like his full faculties, is what Dardalian's assuming. Not so much like he can't be healed, it's more sort of a mental thing.
Overhearing you talking about such magic, or not magic, but such sort of healing and rituals, one of the clerics of the Silver Flame retorts, "My lord, you cannot possibly be thinking of this. Bring the prince to the Church of Silver Flame in Thrain, where we can use the power of the flame to bring him back to full health. Do not give in to this witchcraft."
I'm not particularly fond of suggesting it. even my kind has limits on what we'll do. But
You see as the king is holding his hand up at the clerics as a motion of just hold. And he's still paying attention to you.
he's going to gesture to himself and he's like, look, I'm probably the only one of my kind you've ever seen. Maybe you've read about us. Most of the stories are true. It's probably worse than what most of the stories say. Even we have limits. Especially when it comes to stuff that I'm talking about in terms of healing and things like that. So, look, in all honesty, if they can't do it here when they're channeling that power, I highly doubt that taking the child to like the center of their faith would do any better. If a goddess is unable to heal him, then
With a wave of his hand, he dismisses the clerics of the Silver Flame, and extremely reluctantly they leave, but they do bow and move away.
well, I've just made some enemies, lovely.
Do you think you could find one of these healers?
Possibly. Possibly, yes. Remains to be seen whether you would need to transport the boy to them or them to the boy. But, yes. Possibly. Can at least try.
I will send for one of my emissaries. See if they can call in the help from the leaders of the Droam. In the meantime, I think we must rest. Unless you have other matters.
I do need to go by the armory.
Oh. Look. In the corner over there, where there were some defeated enemies, there is a collection of items on the ground. You're free to take whatever you wish. I have not gone through it. It would have all just ended up in the vault anyway. Feel free to go through it.
Alright, I'll wander over.
The rest of
My
you.
lord, we still need to secure the rest of the city.
I've had a report just before you entered that the enemies are on the retreat. The guards are currently helping those who are injured, putting out fires. We've taken a sorry toll today. I'm sure the numbers will be high.
And Majin and the potential traitors?
If they are around, they will be brought to justice. You have my word. If they are not, I have a feeling that you won't let them go unpunished, even if I told you not to.
You see like a very, very sadistic grin on Sal's face as he bows his head and then steps behind Captain Margog. And then turns and wanders towards this collection of whatever discarded items? Lost and found? I don't know.
Yep.
Among the items, I'm not going to make you roll for this. There are a collection, even without a detect magic spell going off, There is the draw of power here. You can sense it. Anybody with a natural affinity to magic, particularly you, Lisette, there is definitely magics here. There's many different blades, a lot of misshapen ones, hooked blades, curved blades. A lot of them you want to be careful of touching, with the edges coated in a thin film of poison or some other dangerous toxin. But as you filter through, there are a few items that draw your attention. The first of which is a thin cape, a cloak. I will get, for all of these items, I will just get everybody to roll a group Arcana check unless somebody has an identify spell.
I have identify, I believe.
You have the spell slots?
Yes.
Wait, if you have spell slots.
I think. I don't have access to my character sheet.
It's like, why have you not burnt through absolutely everything at this point?
She didn't have to.
It's a ritual though too, right?
Wait, which one?
Yes, it is. Yeah.
You can ritual cast it.
Yeah.
If someone has it.
Mm.
I'm almost 100% confident I have it.
What, identify?
Yes.
Yes, you do.
I seem to remember you do.
In the photo I sent
Okay.
you. Yeah.
I can't hold the phone at the moment, dude.
All right,
Yes, you do have identify.
I will say that the identify spell is successful. I would still get everybody just to do a group Arcana check,
Okay.
as long as you beat the average that I'm looking for.
I'm doing my part.
That's me. Yeah. Well, we're going Starship Troopers here, are we?
Let's hope the numbers are like a solid 10.
Was that
14
Arcana?
Yep.
Yep.
14 from Ron.
Oh, why did you bring down the group average?
Jesus. We're doing well, boys.
I mean, isn't this like 4 succeeds and 2 fails? Isn't that how it
The two
works?
-1s up here.
Yeah.
I would say that is enough to pass as a group with the identify spell at the same time. That you are able to identify these items as you find them. This cloak that you find, it's swirling. It has translucent. It is translucent. It bolsters the fighting spirits of friendly nearby creatures. The cloak has 3 charges and regains all expended charges each day at dawn. When an ally you see within 15 feet of you takes damage, you can use a reaction to expend 1 charge and reduce that damage by 2d6.
Ooh.
In addition, friendly creatures within 15 feet of you regain consciousness on a roll of 19 or 20 on death saving throws. When a creature within range regains consciousness in this way, you can use a reaction to expend 1 charge to grant them 2d6 temporary hit points. Once a creature regains consciousness by rolling a 19 on a death saving throw in this way, it can't do so again until it finishes a long rest.
I think that cloak has to go to our resident fucking healer.
I was going to say to you, to be honest.
Alright, we'll tell you what, let's just put it to the side for now, and we'll keep going through and see what else is here.
Did that pop up on the screen for you?
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
That's fucking cool.
Send me a picture, please.
Yeah, sure.
The first of 2 axes.
Hello.
The first of 2 axes, it is a very glimmering axe. Prismatic, you would say. With the colours of the rainbow shining off it. It is made... It's a great axe, and it's made from chromatic obsidian.
Ooh.
A dazzling type of stone found where several elemental planes meet. You gain a +1 bonus to attack and damage rolls with this magic weapon. When you roll a 20 on an attack roll with this weapon, the target must make a 15 Constitution saving throw. The target takes 1d6 cold damage, 1d6 fire damage, 1d6 lightning damage, and 1d6 radiant damage on a failed save, or half as much on a successful one. Roll the damage dice separately, recording any 6 you roll. For each 6 you roll in this way, use the table below to determine which of the following effects apply. If it's cold, the target's speed is halved until the end of your next turn. If it's fire, the fire takes an extra 6 fire damage. The target takes an extra 6 fire damage at the end of its next turn. If it's lightning, the target can't take reactions until the end of your next turn. If it's radiant, the next attack roll made against the target before the end of your next turn has advantage.
Oh my god.
Holy shit.
Wow.
I should not be playing this in fucking dark mode. I can't read that.
Yeah, Rise.
If you do a pop out, it goes to light mode.
Acid trap axe. Cool.
Yeah.
There is also a bag that you find. It is a satchel of sorts, something that you sling over your shoulder. These leather bags have the stylized face of a griffin on their front, and they appear across the multiverse in strange locations. One may be found in the belly of a dragon, while another in the limbs of a great tree. Regardless of where it is found, a griffin's saddlebag is typically discovered by an adventurer with a destiny. The saddlebags, I'm not going to read the rest, but I'm going to show you it. It has superior holding. And it has a magic courier.
It's a sentient fucking bag.
Yes.
What the heck?
You can sell a magic item through the bag. The bag has spells.
We just have to complete its courier quests, otherwise it might stop offering its magic to us.
Another someone needs your help.
Sounds really freaking cool.
I was thinking more of like the courier from fucking Skyrim. You know, like, hey, don't know who it's from, but here you go.
How do you keep finding me?
Fucking
Babe, are you gonna
check that
start
out.
sending me all of them or just the one?
Yeah, I'm gonna. Yeah, I'll send you this one as well. Sorry, I wasn't sure if you'd be interested in the axe.
Bitch.
Wait, you said that was first of 2 axes, right? Sticks.
First of 2 axes, yes. Rowan, you're drawn to a small item. Appears to be some
Okay.
sort of collar. The cushioned
Okay.
leather and rope collar is easily adjustable to fit the necks of all manner of creatures. You can place the collar on a willing, medium, or smaller creature using an action. If the creature is a friendly beast, companion, or familiar, such as one summoned by the Find Familiar spell, you can speak the collar's command word as part of this action to create a magical bond between you and the creature. The bond remains until the collar is removed. You can use a bonus action to speak the collar's command word while you can see the bonded creature within 30 feet of you. When you do, the creature grows in size to become large, provided there's enough space. The enlarged creature gains a +2 bonus to AC, provided it isn't wearing armor. Its speed increases by 10 feet, and it's magically equipped with a bridle, reins, and saddle. The enlarged creature can understand the directions of any friendly creature that's riding it, and its carrying capacity magically becomes the same as a riding horse. The creature remains enlarged for up to 8 hours until it drops to 0 hit points or until you end the effect using a bonus action. Once this property of the collar has been used, it can't be used again until the next dawn. And there's a little bit more on it, but I'm going to show you it.
Can you send it to me in a DM, Sticks?
I'm gonna take photos for you.
Can I just point out that we've just found this in a loot pile, right? And all I can think of is someone was wearing that in combat.
There is a body of a half-naked man on the ground, but he's kind of shriveled and small. He's got razor-sharp teeth. and wispy hair.
Hmm.
Looks like he got around on all fours.
Yeah, some knee pads and shit.
Among the items as well, you do see some boots, and strangely, they're not on the ground. They seem to be hovering.
Okay.
How did we not notice the hovering boots first?
They were under everything else. When we pulled out the great axe, they hovered.
That's it. Yeah.
Yeah.
These hefty boots are miraculous light to walk in. As a bonus action, you can click your heels together while wearing the boots to hover 1 foot off the floor. You can move as normal while hovering in this way using your walking speed, skating above the ground on a plume of blue light. The light sheds bright light in a 5-foot radius and dim light for an additional 5 feet. As an action, you can speak the boots' command word to cause their light to shine brighter, emitting a bright light in a 40-foot radius and dim light for another 40 feet until the end of your turn. As part of this action, you can immediately move your walking speed across any horizontal or vertical surface, including walls or upside down along ceilings. This movement doesn't provoke opportunity attacks and leaves a trail of blue light behind you. At the end of this movement, the trail of light solidifies, becoming a radiant blue wall that extends perpendicularly from the surface of which you moved, excluding your current space. The wall is translucent, 1/4 inch thick, and up to 10 feet tall. If the wall cuts through a creature's space when it appears, the creature is pushed to the side, one side of your wall. You choose. Nothing can physically pass through the wall. It is immune to all damage and can't be dispelled by dispel magic. A disintegrate spell destroys the wall instantly, however. The wall lasts until the start of your next turn. Once you use this property, it can't be used again for 1d4 hours.
Tron boots.
But you're essentially a blue.
Tron boots.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that too.
Yeah.
One of the other items you find is a belt. I suddenly hear everybody's ears prick up.
Mm.
This belt is a little different though. It is green in color, and there is plants around it, and a strange face right at the center, at the buckle. Magical flowing vines have been fashioned around the remains of a troll's hide, preserving a fragment of its renowned regeneration ability. While wearing this belt, your constitution score increases by 2 to a maximum of 20. In addition, the belt's restorative magic activates when it senses danger. While in combat, you regain 1d4 plus 1 hit points at the start of your turn if you have less than half your hit points left. This property ceases to function for 1 hour if you take acid or fire damage, or until the next dawn if you drop to 0 hit points.
Ooh, I like that.
Okay. Yeah. Very interesting.
There are 2 items left.
Oh my god, what?
Man, love.
Amongst the
wait,
items
there's-
is a pair of gauntlets. They are geologically rock looking. Like, not just any rock, but like hardened, heat hardened metallic rock. This magical set of stone gauntlets imbue your fists with the power of the elemental plane of earth. While wearing and attuned to the gauntlets, your unarmed attacks become magical and deal 1d8 bludgeoning damage in place of the normal damage of your unarmed strike, unless it's already higher. In addition, these gloves have 15 charges and regain 1d10 plus 5 expended charges each day at dawn. When you make an unarmed attack with your fists, you can expend up to 5 charges to extend your fist's reach by 5 feet for each expended charge. Your unarmed strikes deal double damage to objects and structures. Power Glove. When you hit a target with an unarmed strike, you can expend up to 3 charges to deal an extra 1d8 bludgeoning damage for each charge spent. If you spend any charges this way, the target must also succeed on a DC 16 strength saving throw or be pushed back 5 feet. Geomancy. Alternatively, you can expend 1 or more charges on your turn to cast the following spells using the gloves. DC save 16. Earthquake for 8 charges. Move Earth for 6 charges. Shatter for 2 charges. Spike Growth for 2 charges with stone projections. Or Wall of Stone for 5 charges. Tectonic Plate Armor. As an action, you can allow rocks to envelop and protect your body. For 1 hour, you gain resistance to bludgeoning, piercing, and slashing damage. Your movement speed is halved, and you make dexterity checks and saving throws with disadvantage. You can end this feature early as a bonus action. While enveloped in this way, you can burrow through non-magical unworked earth and stone at a speed of 30 feet. While doing so, you don't disturb the material you move through. If you end this ability while still underground, you're forced out of the earth to the nearest space available and take 1d10 force damage. Once this feature of the gloves has been used, it can't be used again until you take a short or long rest. It has a curse. Your mind and body become sluggish once you attune to the gloves. The gauntlets become one with your flesh and prevent you from removing them. Your movement speed is reduced by 5 feet, and your intelligence score is reduced by 4 to a minimum of 7 while cursed.
Oh.
The curse remains even if the attunement ends, but can be undone by any effect that removes a curse, such as Greater Restoration or Remove Curse spell, allowing you to remove the gloves and end the curse on you. It has 2 random properties. While attuned to the artifact, you can use an action to cast 1 3rd level spell chosen by the DM from it, and I chose Pulse Wave.
Fuck.
After you cast the spell, roll a d6. On a roll of 1 to 5, you can't cast it again until the next dawn. The second random property is, while you are attuned to the artifact, other creatures can't take short or long rests while within 300 feet of you.
What the?
I am not joking. I rolled those 2 once on the roll table.
Jeez. Okay.
Wow.
Destroying the gauntlets. The gloves can only be destroyed in the depths of the crystalline mines of Duhan on the elemental plane of Earth where they were first created.
Look,
Don't get me wrong. I know they are good, but that
Yeah,
long
fuck
rest
sure.
means
yeah,
all
the long
right.
rest one. So basically need to save a remove curse.
Minor
Save a spell
Every time you
slot
wanna go
for
to bed.
remove curse. Yeah.
Or just be 300 feet away. 301 feet away.
Yeah.
Like, go over there. Honestly.
Like, they're fucking great, but like, oh man.
That sounds like a headache and a half.
I mean, I don't mind trying to remember to save a fucking spell slot if someone wants to wear them.
Well,
but
I had to roll 6 random benefits across these items. That was 2 of them, and I rolled only
Yeah.
once for these items. And I had to laugh
Yeah.
when I rolled that because I'm like, God damn it, that's too fun to not include, but that's going to really
Yeah,
mess up
exactly,
the
yeah.
choice. The last and final item, the second of the 2 axes. This axe, for most of you, is hard to look at. It is black. Its blade seems to smoke, and there seems to be some sort of electrical discharge from it, but at the same time it glows like fire. This black iron axe was forged in the scorching fires of the Magmarath caldera, and it has been the decisive end for countless mortal souls. Used as the mark of a tribunal in the Caldera city, the weapon is the embodiment of anger and spite, and has been enchanted with blood magic that bubbles to the surface each time it's used to end a life. Glimmering veins of lava flicker from its dark metal surface, and roiling volcanic sparks trail behind in its wake when swung. You gain a +3 bonus to attack and damage rolls made with this magic weapon, which deals an extra 2d6 fire or lightning damage of your choice to any target it hits. When you reduce a living creature to 0 hit points using this weapon, you regain a number of temporary hit points equal to the fire or lightning damage dealt as part of the attack. Explosive Rage. If you're a barbarian, the first time you enter a rage after finishing a short or long rest, up to 6 creatures of your choice within 10 feet of you take 4d6 fire or lightning damage, your choice. In addition, while raging, any creature that touches you or hits you with a melee attack while in 5 feet of you takes 1d6 fire or lightning damage, your choice. Fiendish Mind. You can speak read and write Abyssal and Infernal while attuned to this weapon. It has 4 random properties. Again, I say it again, I rolled these once.
Can you keep these ones secret for shits and gigs? Because I kind of want to fucking learn about them
It's
and
going
have
to be
like the party
shared, though.
surprise.
It's going to be
All
shared, though.
right, all right. Go ahead then.
While attuned to the artifact, you can use an action to cast 1 cantrip chosen by the DM. I chose Thaumaturgy. While attuned to the artifact, you can use an action to cast 1 4th level spell chosen by the DM. I chose Plane Shift. After you cast the spell, roll a d6. On a roll of 1 to 5, you can't cast it again until the next dawn. While attuned to the artifact, you have disadvantage on saving throws against poison. When you first attune to the artifact, it gives you a quest determined by the DM. You must complete this quest as if affected by the gas spell. Once you complete the quest, you are no longer affected by this property. Volcanic
You
immunity.
will prove yourself to me, motherfucker.
You are immune to fire damage while attuned to this weapon. In addition, you can stand on and walk across molten rock as if it were solid ground. Sentience. It is a sentient, chaotic, evil weapon with an intelligence of 14, wisdom of 13, and charisma of 17. It has hearing and dark vision out to a range of 120 feet. The weapon communicates telepathically. The weapon enjoys the sensation of anger. It sees all conflict eventually reaching the same violent conclusion and encourages its wielder to seek out such hasty and bloody resolutions. The only way to destroy the axe is to dispel malevolent spirit within it over time from the upper planes. Casting Dispel Evil and Good on the weapon every day for 5 years while on the upper plane causes the wrathful spirit to eventually to succumb and perish. When it leaves the axe, it loses all of its properties.
That's fuck.
Far out.
5 years, holy shit, that must be one hell of a powerful being.
Who the heck was wielding this thing?
What the fuck did they put into it is the question. Fuck. What sort of fucking demonic thing? Jesus.
So the choices are yours as to what you take or do not take.
And I was... That's such a fucking cool looking axe, holy shit. I was genuinely going to suggest the cloak to go to Magog. So I'm normally like away from people. But, yeah.
You can heal with the cloak, can't you? Stuff.
Only if they roll a 19 or a 20 on the death save. The rest
Oh,
is taking, like, protecting them from damage.
Yeah. Well, I probably won't be taking anything, so... Do you guys?
Not even the boots.
I'm for sure taking the collar.
Okay.
And if nobody else takes the saddlebag, I'm willing to take that as well. But
I would like to take more than one of these items. That's the only kicker.
Okay.
I'd like the belt.
Makes sense.
And obviously, one of the axes.
Only one? You could dual wield axes.
Not great axes.
Mind you, after last time, I am tempted to take a spare axe.
Well, doesn't the hatred one choose its wielder? Or creature worthy, so you might not be able to use that one anyway.
As of the quest that it puts you on, it will test you. And yes, I already know what the quest is going to be.
Oh.
Throw it into the fire, Mr. Brother.
Mm.
I'm gonna pick. I'm personally going to pick up both axes and the belt for now, because we now have a magical saddlebag, so I can store one of the axes in there.
Oh, are
Um,
you taking the saddlebag?
No, you had the saddlebag. I'm walking over and putting one of the axes in there.
Oh, okay.
which axe, on curiosity, are you putting into the saddlebag?
Oh, I'm gonna be like, hey, look over there, everyone. Just put an axe in there.
So you're not going to let us know which one you got.
Roll a sleight of hand.
I guess it'll be
No, I
obvious.
wouldn't
We should...
think that. I would just be like,
Everybody roll perception.
Fuck. I mean, I guess it's gonna be obvious the first time you fucking like.
It's gonna
call
be
stuff.
obvious the moment I fucking pull out an axe and it's either colored or
Yeah.
black and smoking. Like, it's gonna be fucking obvious.
You ain't fucking slipping past me, bitch. I'm gonna. Can I just make a guess, and you can tell me if I'm right or wrong? Was it the chromatic? axe
Yes,
you
I'm
put
putting the
the
chromatic
saddlebag?
in there. That's my that's the
I
new
had a feeling.
backup.
Yeah.
so
I had a
legit.
feeling.
If Rowan saw you put the chromatic one in there, she'd be like, "Ooh, it's so pretty."
So
Legit.
when he disintegrates this one, and
I mean, I don't know if anybody else can use great axes.
Can they?
no,
I'm not
I don't
even
think
nearly
one-
strong enough.
Wait, no, hang on. Can anyone use great axes? I didn't actually clarify that.
Not me. Definitely not me. I'm like the weakest
Mm.
person here. I'm pretty certain.
AY?
So everyone except Lisette saw you.
I wasn't paying attention. I don't care.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, I'm just like, whatever.
Oh, hey, what's that over there?
Even with a 21, you get beaten by 3 people.
If no one else wants the cloak, I will take it. Like, because it is pretty cool.
he said, "Look over there," and everyone looked at him. I was like, "Oh."
Brought attention to himself.
You, Dragon. What are you taking?
Well, I don't punch things.
And if you want like Cloak of the Boundless
if
Spirit,
they're nice
or-
looking, are they nice looking boots or are they like big steel plate, heavy looking things?
They look like they're silver on the outside, but they're actually like furry on the inside.
All right, yeah, sure. I'll take them.
And what about the gauntlets?
We could always,
No.
well, now that we have a new bag, we could put them in them and sell them.
Yeah.
I was going to look at the gauntlets, pick them up, look at them, walk over, put them in the bag, and take out the great axe.
Oh,
Okay.
really?
But
I feel bad for being presumptuous. I do apologize, sir. Would you like to compare axes and choose one?
Choose the second one.
Sorry?
Can't use. I don't think I can use the other one. I don't think I would be able to. And
Well, 'cause- okay.
honestly, I actually can't use those. Well, it's not beneficial for me to use those gauntlets because. Actually, no, it's not beneficial for me to use either of them. Okay, no, never mind. I leave the great axe in there.
Why?
I'm a finesse fighter.
okay, yeah.
So
That's fair.
the gauntlets, I would, while I would have proficiency, it would be not great.
If you were to take either item, I would suggest that the item would modify itself to suit its wielder.
Ooh.
Excuse?
And what do you mean by that? I'm curious.
He'd allow it to be a finesse axe.
Okay, yeah.
Or gauntlets that can use your dexterity instead.
Styx, why do you do this to me?
Because I like doing it.
I'll put them both in the bag for now and decide later.
Okay.
Feel like now's yeah. We only have an hour left in the session, so let's not waste time.
So the king again offers you one of the rooms where you have a view over the city. You have time to get cleaned up, take a rest, and decide what your next course of action is. Attune to any items if you wish.
May I ask around in the palace to see if anyone would have a few minor items that I'm looking for? Components?
What sort of components are you looking
actually.
for?
I will get that for you.
Everything's going to be attuned to? It's 4, yeah.
3.
3.
3.
3. Okay.
Oh, I can do more.
Unless you're a fucking artificer, you can end up
They
with like 5 or
yeah.
6. I think it ends up being like 6 or something. It's fucking insane.
So what sort of components?
I need a couple of magnets. Also looking for some salt and a bit of soot.
The salt and soot will be easy to find. It won't even cost you anything.
Yeah. I am looking for a 100 gold piece pearl though. I think that's it.
Just make an investigation check.
Investigation.
You go for a wander around and you think you find at least some sort of storage room. It's actually unguarded at the moment. The lock has been opened. Somebody's been in here not too long ago, probably in the efforts in the wall.
Okay.
You do find the magnets you're looking for.
Mm-hmm.
However, there is no pearl here.
Yeah. Okay.
Actually, speaking of finding things,
Awesome.
would I be able to find either like a few vials of holy water or powdered silver to perform ceremony so I can make the holy water? Because I need it for something.
You could possibly go and talk to the clerics who you offended.
I'll give it a try.
You find them easy enough. They are not too welcoming to you, but go ahead and make a persuasion
That's
check.
fair. Yeah, that's... Oh, God. Yes, my 0 charisma character making a persuasion check. 12.
They don't immediately slam the door in your face.
Well, that's a
But-
first.
Knowing that your efforts may be in trying to save the prince, they do give you a small vial of holy water
No thanks.
before slamming the door in
And,
your face.
Yeah, just saying thank you. Yeah, yeah. That's completely fair. I mean, he still does think they're idiots, but yeah. As he's walking away, he's just gonna, under his breath, just go, "Fucking fanatics," completely ignoring the irony.
And as the sounds of guards and war start to die down around, you have the time to take a breath, dust off your clothes, clean up your wounds, investigate the items that you have just acquired, attune to them, and you have the opportunity, together as a group, to rest. Is there anything you'd like to do while you're resting?
Yeah, can I start?
Go ahead.
Okay, so we're in the same room, similar to what we had before, which was a small sitting room and a bunch of smaller rooms that are the bedrooms, correct?
Yes.
How many people would be in the sitting room?
Is
I
anyone
mean,
not
like
in the sitting room?
us, or yeah, Dardalian would be setting up something.
I'd say I'm there trying to just, yeah, turned away from everyone, fiddling with stuff, something.
Right. So, I know we've had a day. Honestly, we seem to have apparently a very long 5 years. More than just a day. Can I ask something? Captain, what is your name?
Are you looking at me?
Yes.
Yeah, actually, yeah. I don't think you ever. What's your name?
You
I,
mean it's not
I
Captain?
thought you heard it when we were dressed as a group. My name is, and I stand up, adjust myself a little bit, straighten out and go. My name is Magog Clethinthaliel.
You actually did that really well.
He's been practicing.
A little bit. Why do you ask?
Because we never knew. Didn't want to presume.
Sick as that, just turned his head to the side slightly so he could see you and be like, "Nice to meet you."
It's nice to know that you pay attention in the briefing, soldier. Anyway, the question now has to be asked. As hello?
Kate dropped out. Her internet's
I
occasionally
was about
sketchy.
to say, and the other person is no, never mind.
Thanks, she had to leave a
Oh,
bit earlier.
she had a phone call.
Just
She's on her phone.
disappears into the
But,
ether. It's just like,
yeah.
okay, all right, fine. She's going to bed early. All right. Cool.
I then just proceed to start strapping on the belt and holding the axe and going, who knows where this is going to take us. This is going to be interesting, though. And I proceed to start attuning to the belt of the axe.
Okay. While you were doing that, is anyone else doing anything?
Yeah,
Do you
but
have to
I'm
take an action to
the last.
unattune?
No.
No.
You can just do it over the course of the short rest.
Yeah.
Have we had we're just having a short rest currently?
I figured it was a long rest, but either way, I've got.
Oh,
some,
yeah, we were doing a long rest, brother.
Yeah, I was hoping it was going to be a long rest, to be honest with you.
You probably need it, so it depends on how long you stay doing this.
Yeah. Well, it only takes me 4 hours to do like a long rest anyway, so. And
Sorry,
if it's a
Lisette,
big
what were you doing?
mouth,
Sorry. I guess I'll unattune to the wand and attune to the boots. So it seemed like that'd be more beneficial to use at the moment.
Mhm.
You all ready yet? You're 3.
Yeah, the pin, the tattoo, and the wand is free.
Is the tattoo consuming one of our... Oh, it is too.
Yeah.
If it's the life one,
Yeah.
I'm not worried about that. Ignore the
Okay.
life well.
Oh, okay. And I'll just attune to that, man. No. I'll probably play with Kieran a bit after that. While everyone else is doing whatever.
I think, as I said, Stiggo would be just trying to figure out where to put those magnets and the bit of other stuff he had acquired, and attach them to his cordless. And I think, I don't know, after a little bit, he probably figures out where they're supposed to go. So kind of telling him where they're supposed to go anyway. And then I kind of wanted to go for a bit of a walk in the city before I go to bed.
Okay.
I'm actually kind of scared about this quest. What it's going to be.
Just do it.
Bring me
Oh.
the heads of 5 storm giants.
I'm already fucking. I'm already attuning to both the belt and the axe.
For the sake of renaming everything, the bag of holding will now be your Griffin saddlebag. The group, that is, the subfolder.
Okay, sweet.
Cool.
So unless there's anything else anyone wants to do before I tell you the quest.
Yeah, there was something that Dardalian was wanting to do, which was why he went for the vial of holy water. He wants to set up and ritual cast commune.
Okay.
Because thankfully it doesn't consume the holy water. Otherwise this could get quite expensive. Yeah, he's got some questions he wants to ask the Raven Queen. But if you wanted to do like the quest thing first, that's completely fine.
Pop your spell card in.
Alright. Yeah.
Okay. What questions did you want to ask?
So as he sits there, like cross-legged, incense burning, and then holy water next to it, his first question is going to be, "My lady, did you set me on this path?" Or referring to like when he was transported to the city of Breland.
You see 2 dark black ravens appear, and they fly in and sit one on each shoulder. You get the feeling that it's unclear.
Okay.
Hmm?
Have I been doing enough in service to you?
The raven that's on your left shoulder moves to your right shoulder. It's a yes.
Shit. Okay. It's like anyone looking at him just sort of, oh, thank fuck. Just like a sort of like sagging of like his whole body just sort of like relaxing. These shamans, the vision I had in my head, will they be able to heal whatever Prince is going through?
The 2 ravens do not change.
As he sort of closes his eyes, bows his head, and says, "Thank you, my lady. Thank you." Sort of, yeah. And then just as the spell ends, just sort of sits back, looks up, and just a long sigh of relief.
Hey, Dardalian,
Yes,
you know the raven sitting on your shoulder?
yes.
Cool, cool.
You know
yes.
they're good eating, right?
Don't you fucking dare.
No, he's got a point.
He like turns and looks at both of you. Don't you fucking dare.
We're hungry.
I will kill you.
Pretty sure there's plenty of other things to eat, Red.
You're in the city. Shush.
I am too.
I didn't mean that harshly. Sorry, but
Oh, but I am.
on the other hand, I would have expected the feline-based character to be the one
Yeah.
to eat the
I
birds.
would have expected the feline-based character to just be like, bird.
Is
were
everybody
saying,
attuning
Jim?
to their items?
Yeah.
I'm attuned to something, but I'll let you know what during the week. I'm not.
Okay.
Just before it gets too late in the day, I wanted to just see if I could find someone that might be selling a pearl.
Are you?
I won't
are
even
you
get you to
saying that
roll for
you're-
this. There is very few people who are even slightly engaged in their normal day-to-day abilities. Most people are helping the cleanup effort.
Yeah, okay. I'll just try and help out for a bit, and then come back.
I was gonna say, like, would you mention to everyone else that you're going looking for a pearl, or are you just going off and doing it?
I'd say that I'll just said I'm going out for a bit. I'll be back.
Okay. Okay.
Magog. As you finish spending the next hour with the axe, attuning to it, you suddenly feel invigorated. Warm all over. And angry. What the fuck has happened here? Everything's turned on its head. Who the fuck am I supposed to trust now? And a voice says, "Yes, that's the anger I needed."
The fuck's your name?
You say that out loud?
Well, it's the voice in my. Oh, yeah, so I'm going to say it out loud.
Everybody, you hear Michael call out,
What did he say?
"What's your name?"
Sal. My name is Sal.
I'm just gonna stare at him for a sec.
I don't like death stare you, but I just give you the look like just not you.
Maybe not angry enough yet. We'll have to test you first. Are you up for it? That's the question.
In my head, I thought I just like let out a bit of a chuckle. And can you hear me in here?
Fool, of course I can.
What have you got in mind?
There is an artifact. Lost in the glowing chasm. Deep within Mornland.
Fuck. Fuck. Oh my god.
Go
You
on.
must retrieve it.
Mm.
Will you do it? Or will I have to kill you too?
So, when you say Gaius, I don't have a say in the matter. I just have to do this, correct?
Yes. Let me have a look at the spell to double check. I'm pretty sure there is. It
I
doesn't.
think there's a little bit of leeway depending on how it's worded, but yeah.
You place a magical command on a creature you can see within range, forcing it to carry out some service or refrain from some action or course of activity as you decide. If the creature can understand you, it must succeed on a wisdom saving throw or become charmed. Well, that's just happening as part of the attunement. While the creature is charmed, it takes 5d10 psychic damage each time it acts in a manner directly counter to your instructions, but no more than once each day. A creature can't understand you is unaffected by the spell. You can issue any command you choose short of any activity that will result in certain death. Should you issue a suicidal command, the spell ends.
So I I just stand up and walk out.
The interesting thing that you realize as well, that when you were responding to this thing, this being,
Mm-hmm.
you were speaking Abyssal.
And I didn't know that, did I?
You are just coming to the realization that you weren't speaking Common.
Huh.
Out loud you did. You spoke a Common out loud.
Elaine's gonna go after him and just be like, Captain,
What's up?
mind telling us what the fuck you're doing?
No, I gotta go for a walk. I gotta go pick something up.
Shh. Wouldn't it be smarter to have a rest first and then go for the walk?
Would I be allowed to take a rest, or would that be counteractive to the instructions
It's
I'm
not
given?
counteractive. If the only way it would be counteractive is if you chose not to go, or you chose not to retrieve, or you chose against it. Having a rest is not counter.
No, yeah, 100%. Actually, yeah, you got an idea. Might have a bit of a snooze.
Fuck's gotten into you? Also, who were you talking to just before? Because you were like, what the fuck is your name? Pretty certain you know most of our names.
Do I?
Rowan is back.
Yes, I am. Sorry, ignore the whining puppy in the background.
For the sake of it, I'm going to put you back on the main world map so you can see where the glowing chasm is.
So it's gonna be walking back in probably
Oh,
around
lovely.
this time now.
So more than that, and then can you just sort of highlight where I would need to go as well, Sticks? I can't. Oh, oh, fuck. The direct opposite. Okay.
At least it's not the Talanta Plains or something.
Oh, yeah, I guess. Yeah. That's a plus.
So I haven't told you, but yeah, I need to go to Warnland.
Okay,
Where did you need to go for the
thank you.
prince?
Drum.
Do you need to go there?
Hmm?
Do you need to go there?
Well, I figured that's where the shamans were.
Yep.
Because the king was like, yeah, can you go do it?
No, he said he'd send for an emissary.
Oh, that's right. Fuck. Yeah.
But there's nothing stopping you from going there. I'm just saying. If you
Yeah.
issue me
Oh, okay.
something.
Okay. Okay. I obviously got that a bit confused. Right.
So we don't know where you need to go yet.
Yeah, that's a fair point.
So I know this place in the Moorland.
Mm. So where exactly in Breland are we?
In row.
Okay, right. Well, then at least we can take the lightning rail up to the Moorland. Or into it, anyway.
So he's just getting back and he hears Mournland.
So I'm looking at the Moorland. I gotta say, naming your Fort Zombie is not really like that encouraging.
That's because it's a fort of zombies.
Well, no, I know that, but like, you know.
The gnome is still with you, by the way, as is Rowan.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
But not the scarecrow.
Yeah,
What was that? I'm sorry.
He seems to have gone off about his business.
Okay.
Gotta
He's
go to the
gonna-
Mournland for something, do you, Margo?
Potentially. No, I just there's something there I've got to pick up.
What? All of a sudden.
Yeah.
Okay. Where from? In the Moorland specifically?
In my mind, I'm just gonna go. Whereabouts in the Moorland is this fucking artifact?
In the glowing chasm, I told you already.
I have to go to the glowing chasm.
Dardalian, you don't know exactly where you were looking when you were sent to the Moorland to recover an artifact.
Hmm.
Maybe this is the same place. You're not sure.
What town was I in again? I can't remember. Oh,
You
doesn't matter.
were in New Siri.
Ah, that's right. Yeah.
When you met Sal.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. And then he pulled me off the mountain. Right. Well, I was technically supposed to get something from there as well, so I might as well keep my promise.
What about So is the prince staying here, or is he going to be coming with us?
I think he's staying here to
He
recover.
requires attention from the healers.
Is there anything we need to do for that to happen?
That's up to you. I mean, nothing you've been asked to do specifically.
Need to know where and dry and to go for the things. I mean, I guess if we got to and from the Mournland quick enough. Well, that's asking a bit much.
Well, what's going to be the quickest way to get there?
Lightning rail, I would assume, from here to Earthrend, and then probably.
Where's old mate with his fucking little flying vehicle?
He's in the room.
My friend, you're
Did
Yeah,
you
man.
three actually come back in yet? I'd like to remind you that all three of you stepped out of the room. That's the reason why Lizette, myself, and anyone else hasn't heard any of this.
Oh well, I'd come back in at this point and ask.
I think we're all back at this point.
Yeah.
What were you asking?
Your little flying vehicle that you brought my friends over with.
Oh, yes, yep.
What kind of range has that got?
Pretty good, actually. I've managed to fly from Zalago all the way over to Kabara.
Holy shit.
Would you my friends and I need to go on a trip. I'm just curious. Would your vehicle be for hire? And how long would it take?
Where exactly do you want to go?
Wish to go to the Mornland.
Absolutely not.
Quick adventure, in and out, 20 minutes.
What have you got against the wall then, Sal?
I've been. Home is bad, okay? It's ruined. It's a wasteland. It is death. No.
I've got to go there. I've got to pick up an artifact, but you don't have to come. I completely appreciate the apprehension, and I will not push you to do so. But this is something I need to do.
Captain, like a couple of hours ago, you were just... This kingdom needs you. The prince needs you. Drove the other direction.
If you look at the captain, you can see that he's conflicted, but like adamant that he has to do this. He doesn't know why he has to do this, though. Does that make sense?
Yep. What are you not telling us, Captain? Is this something for the lanterns?
Nah, bro. Something for me. Oh, it's something I gotta do.
Make a deception or persuasion check, and make an insight check, Sal.
Persuasion or deception?
Yep.
Oh no!
Fuck.
There's definitely something he's not telling you, but he's not trying to deceive you.
Sal's just going to look over at Lizette. And then look back. Look at Dardalian.
Elliot just shrugs. Like, the sort of shrug like, I can't fucking do anything at the moment.
I think it's time we all had a nap.
Alright. Let's sleep for the night. We can talk to the king in the morning. See how he's gone with the emissary from Drum. And potentially, if we have time, and I really strongly advise against it, we could go to Siri. Why?
Well, that's the best thing. We could fly in, fly out. We're not going to be stuck in there. We're not going to be traversing through the land. We fly in, we get what we need, and we get out. We're done.
Hold up. We cut off our friend here before he was able to tell us how long it could possibly take and whether or not he's actually willing to go there. And he's going to look at the gnome.
Who we haven't got the name of, by the way. My apologies.
Yes. Apologies, friend.
And
What is
thank
your
you for
name?
your help earlier. What is your name?
Ah, no, I should be the one thanking you. You saved my life.
And you saved ours.
Well, a life gained is one owed, right?
You repaid us, friend. But, what? Well, first off, would you be willing to fly to the Mournland? Do not feel obligated. This is completely up to you, and it is also
Say
quite
no. Say
It's
no.
quite
Make-
understandable if you would feel against it.
Make a persuasion check. Anyone who wants him to fly you to Bourneland.
Ardalian's just leaving it up to him, so he doesn't care. Like,
Well,
says
you're
yes,
the
he
one
says yes, he says
petitioning
no, he
him,
says no.
so.
Well, Dardalian was asking. He's like, "Yeah, do you feel up to it?" Like, he's like, "Yeah." He can say yes. He can say no.
I'd say,
Fuck.
I don't know, maybe if he even just flew us to the edge of it, it'd probably be enough.
Well,
he,
yes, that's it.
Into Mornley.
He goes to start saying something. He goes, "Oh, what are my manners? You did ask for my name. My name is Penna Kensen. I'm a journalist for the Corenberg Express. The Corenberg Chronicle. I'm only a junior, though. I just like to travel around and see what news I can find."
Well, you've definitely found some interesting news here.
So if you have to go into the Mournland, I don't think I've known anybody who's reported on anything in the Mournland. If I take you, can I have the exclusive?
I'll give you the exclusive interview, my man. You have my deal, and I'll put my
Why
hand up
not?
to shake.
We've honestly not met. Well, personally, I've not met any other journalists. So.
We're fine.
Well then, you have a deal. Should we get anything we need before we go, or we just gonna charge right in?
We'll rest up for the night, and I look at him and go, "I'll cover your food and lodgings for the night, my man, and we'll depart early morning."
You're in the palace. The king's covering it.
I want to sound fancy, man. Shut the fuck up. Let me have this.
Dardalian's just gonna go. How long do you believe it would take?
As you have that response to Sal, the voice in your head says, "You could always just take his head off."
I recoil a little bit at it and just go, and just in the back of my mind just go, "Nah, there's better ways to fuck with someone."
We shall see.
And while I'm looking at Sal, this slight look of concern just races over for like a split second. That maybe I've made a bad choice.
Make a wisdom saving throw.
Oh shit.
No. Oh no.
Sal, you see as Margog's hand has reached his axe and is gripping it tightly and is starting to lift it. His eyes are looking at yours, but he doesn't appear to be focused on you.
Sal instantly turns around, looks behind him, and then looks back at Margot. Looks behind him. Is there like a window or something?
And it passes.
Captain?
You manage to gain control of yourself.
I take my hand off the axe and go, all right.
Captain, you see something?
Just flashbacks. Look, I'm gonna retire for the night. I'll meet you out in the courtyard tomorrow. And I look down. And go, thank you again. Look forward to our interview once we leave the Mournland. And I will retire. A little bit scared, a little bit excited.
It takes you probably a solid 2 hours before you can sleep. Your energy levels are very hyped. your blood is boiling, and eventually you get sleep.
As he goes, Dardalian's gonna look at the gnome. Just go. So, yes. How long do you think it would take to transport all of us to the Mournland?
What was the last time I traveled from Zalago to Kabara? It took me better part of a month. I had to make a number of stops along the way. But then I did take the long way because I didn't want to travel over the Mournland.
When you say stops, is that what to?
Well, as the
gain
only
fuel or
pilot, I had to
supplies or-
get fuel, get some food for myself.
Ah,
And
yes.
rest, some sleep. Doesn't fly alone.
Fair enough. Do you think it would perhaps be possible to teach one of us how to fly?
It
As
could
we
be
go.
possible, but it might take some time.
Fair enough.
Probably want to
Takes that long
supervise
time.
you.
Oh, I've no aptitude for such things, but I was thinking perhaps her, and he's gonna, if Rowan's still in here, he's gonna gesture towards her, or perhaps him, and he's gonna gesture to Sal, because Sal's got those fucking gauntlets.
Well, you don't know what he's got.
Well, yeah, but he's like seen Sal like weird shit around the
Oh,
gauntlet,
right.
like
Yeah, gotcha.
lightning looking stuff. So his automatic assumption is like Sal made them or something. Either of those two, I would say, or perhaps one of the others. Yes. I do have one request though. When you write about us,
Yes, what should I call you, by the way?
you mean my name or?
Well, you must have
and
a
he
group
gestures
name.
himself.
It has to make the headline.
How about we get back to you on that one? But I was just going to request that you just write me as an elf. Just a standard elf, not any gestures to his hair,
You are an elf.
to himself. How many other elves have you met with like this? I mean, like,
There's
pulls-
plenty. I
is it-
don't. There's no stereotype for elves. Like they look. Some have pointy ears. Some have
and
longer
then like
pointy ears.
pulls up like the sleeve of his robes, just to, like reveal like an arm that's like covered with tattoos.
And
Remember when we were talking about a specific house that has a dislike for both myself and for Stiga?
vaguely.
Yes.
Yeah.
I would rather just be called an elf, not what I actually am, because that'll immediately put a target on my back. I've dodged them for long enough.
Dardalian,
Mm.
if they wanted you dead, you'd be dead.
I like to think I move around enough.
No, if they wanted you dead, you'd be dead.
Just to interrupt for 1 second, those new items, are they in the compendium in Roll20 or we're going to manually add them?
He looks at you, Sal, and goes, I get where you're coming from. But they very definitely have a reason for wanting me dead. That's why I spend most of my time in small towns and other places where I can just do my job for a bit and then move on. Be honest, the 5 years away has probably helped things a little bit, but still.
Not sure if I agree with that, but okay. You've got your reasons, and I'm not going to pry.
When a goddess tells you to do something, you do it.
They work
No
for
matter
money.
the effect.
They work under contracts for money. I don't think. Yet, no. Why?
I'll explain it later out of earshot of. Yeah.
Why Mornland? Why Siri? There's nothing there. It's dead.
Well, there's plenty of relics.
I know. I also know how many people went in and how many people came out.
Mm. No, that was going to be the next place on my place to go after after new series.
Why does everybody want to go to that place?
Goddess tells you to do something, you fucking do it.
There are better ways to die.
I don't think I would have died, but you know.
Says the person that was shanked wide open.
In my defense, I was one of his mates. Right? Didn't see him, he came up behind me, he shanked me. Not my fault. Probably could have looked around a little bit more, but, you know, I just wanted it done because I don't like the mountains.
Even make it into Siri or not?
Well, I was in New Series first. I was doing something there. and then
I know, I was there.
Yeah,
And then I
'cause
saw you leave after I gave you directions, and then you came back 2 weeks later, bleeding. Did you even make it in there?
Well, no, because I didn't get to go into Syria itself. I had to go up into the mountains first.
Oh, great.
Went up into the mountains, was going to take care of that, and then travel to Syria for. She wanted an item.
We'll talk more in the morning. We
Mhm.
just cleared our names, potentially cleared our names with the king. I don't think us disappearing is a good idea. Speaking of which, what was his name again? The reporter?
Panakansan.
Hannah Kansan. You do, was he in the throne room?
He was with you.
Do know you cannot report certain parts of what happened. It would
He-
make a good story, but it would destabilize a lot.
Make a persuasion check.
You have a duty to tell the news, not the duty to cause war and chaos. Persuasion.
Give him some help with that.
Yeah, you won't need it.
Okay.
Oh, right, I suppose you're right. Oh, but it would have been a good story.
I know it would have been a good story, and you can tell great parts of it, but not the whole thing, not yet. Think of it as keeping the exclusive.
Yes.
Like 5-10 years down the line, the true story of what happened in Root.
I think you may be onto something. This could get me my master's degree sorted.
Interesting.
Yes, I've only been a trainee this whole time. I'm a junior. I've been searching for that breakout report. This might just be it, if you'll have me along.
See no
Or,
issue with it. Look, I would just make a suggestion. Write about whatever you want. Just leave the more sensitive bits out.
How about this?
I don't
We'll
see
work
any
on it as a
issue.
group, right?
I
can fill
personally
in
don't
some of the
see any.
details, and yeah.
Sorry.
Perhaps, I know. He looks at you, Sal, and he says, perhaps you could be my acting editor.
Adalia's like looking at you and nodding. Like the sort of like you know the slow nod when someone looks at you like yes, fucking, mm-hmm.
Of course, I would be delighted. I know a lot about editing. Yes, yes, yes.
It's just making sure that what he's writing isn't going to, reflect badly on himself or make him look like a fool.
True. Yeah, yeah.
Mhm.
I can do that.
Especially since whatever he's going to be writing about, you will have been there for.
You never know. If you do a good job and I can take my report back in, there might even be a job for you. I must warn you, though, we typically only hired other gnomes, but we have hired other races before.
You can make him look like a gnome.
Sure. Well, there's a lot to go before we get there. So, but there's nowhere better to start.
Adalia's going to look at him just as like a last thing. Go, look, I personally don't see an issue about writing about some of the things that happen in the throne room. Perhaps that the Lord of Blades got there, attempted to kill the prince, but didn't or couldn't. Was stopped or something like that. But
I'm already
That's-
starting to
that's-
formulate a
that's for you to
headline
decide.
now, but it's just a work in progress, you see.
of course. And that alien's going to sort of like push himself to his feet from where he's been sitting, sort of kneeling, gather up like the incense and the other things he used for the ritual, and put them into his satchel and go. I need to rest, and sort of. I shall see you all in the morning.
I think I need to do the same, I think. I did half drown, after all.
Mm.
Well,
All
good
right.
night.
Rest up. This is going to be
Adalian's going to
great.
make sure he's not like going like. Adalian's just going to wait till the gnome leaves the room and then look at Sal and go, "Look, I get it. Someone's got to do it."
Why wasn't it you or Lizette?
Well,
What do I know about writing?
At least out of the three of us, you're probably the most. I don't
You'll
know.
be fine, so.
Yeah.
I deliver messages with this and I hold up a fist, not with. I make writing, like, with my hands, I'm just like making writing motions.
Yeah, but out of all of us, you're probably the most level-headed, I suppose. What happened to the other half of the map?
We got Zoom, apparently.
So what?
No,
I think this is another one.
Oh, okay, right. Yeah, I know. I gotta go. Yeah. Yeah, he's gonna look at you and just go, look. It just feels like perhaps you're the more sort of I don't know. This feels like perhaps you're the better one for it than maybe myself, because I don't particularly care either way. So that'll get
Yeah.
in the way of. That'll get in the way of us not fucking things up for whoever. But yeah, and then he's just gonna go off to his bed, and that unfortunately is where I've got to disappear.
I gotta go too, y'all.
No worries.
See us.
About to wrap up,
Bye.
but just before, as you all set off to rest, I assume you are all about to head off to rest now.
Mhm.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Sal, just before you get to sleep, your mind starts wandering. You start remembering a rich, vibrant, very well populated land, full of great cities, wealth, intelligence, massive feats of engineering. And you are there. As a citizen of Siri. Before you finally go off to sleep. And that is where we'll end it.
Oh my lord.
The heck?
I am going to wrap up the stream. Thank you for anybody who was watching. Thanks for being with us after we waited for 6 weeks to come back. But hopefully we are back